All right, guys, thank you so much. We are continuing going through my movie collection, and we're working through, aren't we? We probably got like two videos after this one, and then I'll be done. We'll move on to my record collection. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Primal Fear. It was good to see Richard Gere in something good. I feel like this might be the only good movie I've seen him in, or any movie besides this that I've seen him in. This was good. Edward Norton was good. I think this was his breakout in the sense of it was his first role, and also his breakout in the sense of it put him on in the spotlight. Good movie. I watched it one time so long ago, and I remember enjoying it. I didn't think it was quite as good as everyone said, but yeah, the twist is kind of cool. It's okay. It's okay. It's not terrible. Let's see. Ooh, a favorite of my mother's, The Princess Bride. Haven't seen this in a while. I'll be honest. So my mom, as I said, she watches all the time when I was growing up. So for a while, I would just watch like these little 20, 30-minute chunks because I was eating dinner or doing, I don't know, homework or whatever. And I saw so many of them that I had basically seen this like 3 times over. But this could go for a beginning to end rewatch. I haven't done that in a while. And Andre the Giant was cool. I like this dude in the all black with the sword. He was awesome too. Um, yeah, this I mean, it's classic. Again, Rob Reiner really went on a streak there for a little bit. Oh, this next one, I think, is my favorite Denis Villeneuve film, Prisoners. Yes, this movie is awesome. It's a little depressing, it's dark, and um, the subject matter is pretty heavy, but nonetheless, it is so good. Um, it's beautifully shot. It is absolutely beautiful. Roger Deakins did the cinematography here. This is him, if not at his best, at peak powers. This is him in his pocket. Hugh Jackman, in my personal opinion, gives a career best. That might not mean anything because I haven't seen him in a ton outside of the X-Men movies. Um, I saw that Les Mis. That was terrible. And then what was the Prestige? He was really good in this, but he's awesome in this. I mean, you truly believe that this dude is a father who had his world taken from him, and now you truly believe that this handyman dude is going to just burn everything down and just go crazy. Hugh Jackman is so good in this movie, and so is Jake Gyllenhaal. You guys know I love it when actors go subtle, and that's what Jake Gyllenhaal does in this movie. He's very restrained, very calm, very. He's got a lot on his plate. Everyone's kind of bugging him, and he's kind of has this thankless job that is thankless but morally necessary. And he is so good in this movie. One of my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal performances ever. People will look at me when I say that, and I'm like, go back and rewatch this. Okay, he is amazing in this. And then Terrence Howard. This is how you know it's a good movie. Terrence Howard gave a good performance in it. That's how you know it's a good movie. If the movie is not good, Terrence Howard is not good. Even if the movie is good, Terrence Howard's not good all the time. Maria Bello's good in this. Please watch this. Heavy subject matter. It's long. Watch it when it's like dark. Don't watch it now when it's in May as of recording this. Don't do that. Wait till December. Wait till November. Wait till it's dark and snowy. And I don't know. You want to like kill your neighbor or something. Then watch it. Classic. Psycho. It's funny. I mentioned my horror phobia. This one never really bothered me, though it was still effective, which is odd. It didn't bother me in the sense of it was probably super scary to people at the time, but nowadays it's definitely a little creepy, but probably not that scary to like a modern contemporary audience. Nonetheless, this movie's awesome. um, I don't want to make any definitive statements about Hitchcock. We'll be getting to him later. But let's just say this is in the top 3 Hitchcock for the longest of times. This is my number 1 Hitchcock film. I love this movie. What's his name? Who Anthony Perkins, he's awesome in this. Everyone's great in this. Everyone loves Psycho. Psycho is awesome. It's black and white. I remember even as a kid, even before I got into movies, or when I was first getting into movies, I watched it and I was kind of nervous, like black and white's gonna be boring. I was like, no, this is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. Next up, classic, gotta have it, Pulp Fiction. Not too much that can be said about this that hasn't already been said. All I will say is, what do I want to say? John Travolta, probably my favorite of his performance, or favorite performance of his. Same thing probably with Uma Thurman as well. I liked her too. Bruce Willis is good in this. classic scenes. I like Samuel L. Jackson. It's classic. It's definitely not my favorite Tarantino though. I actually prefer Reservoir Dogs. Okay, good movies. They might make the chopping block if my shelf space dwindles down soon. You watch these for the action. You do not watch these for the story. If you like action and you're like a dude, it doesn't like. I remember I said in the last video, Mad Max Fury Road was, I thought, the best action film of all time, which kind of logically presupposes the best action film of the decade. I remember I had a buddy who would always mention these films, and I was like, it always made me pause. It made me think, okay, that's a fair point. It's like comparing Biggie to Nas. It's like if I think Nas is the best rapper, it's like, well, what about Biggie? It's like, you're right, but just leave me alone. But these movies are awesome for what they are. The second one, I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I think I got bored halfway through because, like I said, it's really all action that you're watching. The characters and the dialogue are completely terrible. They didn't hire actors; they hired professional stuntmen and lifelong fighters who were called upon to act. And then the second one, all these guys were talking the whole time. I was like, get out of here. Okay, Raising Arizona. This is a fun movie. Definitely. I like how going from Blood Simple to this really shows how even early on in the Coens that they were pretty diverse in their tone and their stories and their sense of humor and all that stuff. Nicolas Cage is great in this. This is just a story about two people who are, I guess, infertile and they really want to have a baby. And they're a little poor, they're a little dumb, but they're good people at heart. Much better would make much better parents than some of you people out there. And they steal a baby from this other family and they try to raise it. And it sounds bad, but it's not. It's a nice movie. It's a sweet movie. Definitely not my favorite Coen Brothers movie, but it's nice. This is a good movie. It also inspired a crush I had on Natalie Wood. Um, I think she went on to do like crazy stuff, but I don't know. This is a good movie. This is a classic movie. If you're a film guy, you should probably watch this at least once. A lot of classic scenes, and then James Dean's just kind of, the guy every guy wants to be, the guy every girl wants to be with, the super cool red jacket, leather, smoking cigarette, kind of like me in middle school. Um, yeah, classic film. I don't know how too often I'm going to rewatch this, but look at the steelbook. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Requiem for a Dream. Do not. This is not a family film. Easily, easily my favorite Marlon Wayans performance. Speaking of, remember the show Married with Children? Me and my brother, when we were growing up, we used to love that show. I think it was Damon Wayans. We used to love that show. But this is a good movie. This is about drugs, drug addiction. It's rough. It's heavy. It's not for the faint at heart. But everyone's good in it. Who is the one chick in this? What is her name? Jennifer Connelly, that's what it is. The grandmother, she's heartbreaking in this. This is really sad stuff. Jared Leto's good in this. If you watch Suicide Squad and you want to kind of cleanse your palate, this is a good one. Marlon Wayans, like I said, I think he gives a career best. He's so good in this movie. I remember just thinking, like, do more dramatic stuff because you are awesome in this. And Darren Aronofsky, I like Darren Aronofsky, at least his films. I haven't seen Mother, and I haven't seen Pi either, but everything else besides The Fountain and Mother, I like. And this is one of the reasons why I really enjoy this movie. I don't watch it too much just because it's so like, Jesus. Speaking of Reservoir Dogs, okay, so I mentioned Pulp Fiction earlier. Now, I love this movie. Now you could say Pulp Fiction is like technically better in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of it's more complex. And yeah, okay, this movie is awesome. This movie does not slow down. This movie does not waste our time with Bruce Willis and his girlfriend in the hotel. This movie gives you great dialogue, great acting, great story, and just great passion. The passion of filmmaking. This is a debut from someone who would go on to be a legend, and you can see why he would do so in this. Um, it's like the best bank robbery movie, and they don't even show the bank robbery. So many iconic lines, scenes, songs. I love this movie. If for whatever reason you're into Tarantino and you haven't watched this yet, this is your sign. You need to watch Reservoir Dogs. I personally prefer it to Pulp Fiction, though I get why some would disagree. The Revenant. I love this movie. I saw this in theaters. This movie's awesome. Tom Hardy's awesome in this. Everyone says Leo's the best in this. I think Tom Hardy's the best in this. The only problem is you kind of can't understand a word he's saying, but if you put subtitles on, it's not too bad. This is about Hugh Glass, who this is based on a true story, and apparently the heroics that take place in this film actually did happen to like a really high degree. I mean, the amount of physical torture this man must have went through is just unreal. He's a fur trapper and he's out in Alaska in just this unbelievably harsh cold winter, and a bear attacks him, like a freaking hungry, angry mama bear. And she almost rips, she completely lacerates, completely rips his neck, his everything. The dude's done. And they lay him out for dead. They're like, you're done, okay? Like, I'm sorry. So they just leave him and they kill his son. And he survives through sheer Schopenhauer will. And then it becomes like a revenge movie. And it's so beautifully shot. It's all shot in Alaska with natural lighting, which is insane. Which is insane. I have no idea. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't be surprised if this was literally the hardest film to actually make, to actually put into film. The amount of time it would take for natural lighting to wait perfectly for it. Oh my god! And the cold and the winter, and you got all these people there, and you got to feed them. I mean, my lord. This is awesome movie. Some great fight scenes. It's definitely not my favorite Inarritu movie. Remember what that is? That's Birdman. But this is definitely a close second. Please watch this. This is an awesome movie. This movie, when I watched it when I was probably 17, I watched it. Let's say I watched it at 6 p.m. and it ended at 8 p.m. I put it in directly again at 8:02 and ended at 10:02. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Now, no, it's not 2001: A Space Odyssey. No, it's not The Lighthouse or something like that. But this is just a rock solid, fun movie. I think if you're going to remake classic IPs, this is the way to go. The effects are great. The action is great. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Doesn't, but it does take itself seriously as well. It's just not too seriously. I like the character stuff. I like Caesar. I like his little arc. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes would go on and be better, I think, but this is a good movie. This is not some trashy Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes nonsense. If you're ever bored and you thought, that just doesn't look good, or it's just like all the other Hollywood crap remakes, I hear you, but that's not this one. Risky Business. I haven't watched this in a while. But this is a classic. What was he trying to get into Cornell, right? Tom Cruise. Actually, I just walked into the house. My girlfriend was watching Collateral. Um, but yeah, I don't have too much to say about this because I haven't watched it in so long. This could go for a rewatch. But I remember liking it a lot when I first watched it. And yeah, one of Tom Cruise's big breakouts, and historically a very sane guy. This is the breakout of a very sane person on the screens. Okay, you 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 what's the word? You judged me. You preemptively judged me. You threw me in a box. You said, Justin, you have Mad Max and Mad Max Fury Road, but you don't have the Road Warrior? You fool. It's the Road Warrior, so it's with the R's. But yes, if you're going to have Mad Max 1, you might as well have Mad Max 2. Um, this is a good movie. It's everything I could say about Mad Max 1, you can pretty much say about this, just a little more, for better or worse. Who's the little kid in this movie? What is his name? The Feral Kid? Is that his name? Sometimes I think, you know what, this actually kind of works. Okay, I think I get it. And then most of the time I just think this is the most useless. Like, what is this kid doing? But yeah, this is a good movie, a fun movie. It's silly and the action's great, but not the best writing. Let's look at the back of this. You see that guy? That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting ready for in this movie. But solid movie. Rocky. You gotta have this one. This is a classic. I haven't watched it in so long. I think I watched it when I was like 17, and I was like, that was a good movie. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch that again. And here we are. It's just a very simple story. I understand for at the time it was probably a little newer. I got that, but yeah, classic film. Sylvester Stallone. His story in making this film is really inspiring, and I think that's really cool. And of course, obviously, this is the birth of Sly, for better or worse. Room. Okay, this is a great movie. Some people think The Room and Room are the same. They are not. This is easily, in my opinion, Brie Larson's best performance. I think. I don't think I've seen. I definitely haven't seen the Captain Marvel, so I'm just going off what other people say. Other people said she was kind of stiff in that. She's not in this. She's really good. She actually won an Oscar for this. And this is a story about a woman who gets abducted and kidnapped and is forced to live for years in a bunker, essentially an underground bunker, and then she is abused by her captor, and then eventually gives birth to this bad boy. And this is a really good kid performance as well. Jacob Tremblay, he was really good in this. And here's the cool thing about this movie: it's really well directed, it's really well written, it's really well acted, and it's keeps you on board because you think, oh, with a plot like that could be boring. It's not. For the first half, it's one way, and it's really, really great. Like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And then it switches in the second half, and it stays being great. And normally, there's so much potential to go wrong. But I actually could go for a rewatch on this. I would like to see Brie Larson do a little more stuff like this, and less Marvel crap, if you can even do it anymore. Oh, oh, yes. Rosemary's Baby. This was one of the movies I broke my horror cherry with. And God, this movie's good. It's tense. It's slow. It is slow. It's tense. It's a slow burn, but it builds and it builds and it builds slowly and slowly. And Mia Farrow is awesome. She gets crazier and crazier and crazier, and the boyfriend gets more abusive and abusive, abusive. This is a great movie. This is an iconic movie. You have to watch this. Um, if you're a film guy, especially if you're a horror fan, you got to watch this. The story's not nothing like incredible, but it's just very well executed, very well made, very well acted. Everything about it. There's a lot of great iconic lines, iconic imagery. The ending is amazing. I love the ending. It's one of my favorite endings in any movie ever. And Mia Farrow is really good. Now, like I said in other videos, this is directed by Roman Polanski. I have no problem separating the art from the artist. That's never been a problem with me. More power to you if that's what you want to do. But all right, so this next one speaks to the gambler in me. I like to play poker with the boys, and if you like to do that, you have to watch a particular film, and that is Rounders. Now, is this movie, The Godfather, Citizen Kane? Probably not. But it sure is damn fun. It sure is damn fun. And like I said in earlier, I am biased towards movies about gambling and poker, especially con man. And that's what this is. And it is good enough to watch. It's not just this complete piece of trash, and I only like it because of that. It is pretty good. It's a little silly. I actually think John Malkovich is really bad in this. Can we please? I think I mentioned this in an earlier video. Can we? We're going to start a John Malkovich hate train because he's overrated. He has this view as like this. Oh, I'm a thespian. I am Juilliard trained. No, no, you're Teddy KGB, and you gave away your tell by eating Oreos, you moron. Gotta watch this. The Rover, Run Over, Run Over. This was pretty good. Who directed this? I can't remember. But starring Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson. This was kind of the beginning of Robert Pattinson's break off from Twilight and his beginning as a serious actor. This was 2014. It was good. It's a little slow. It's kind of Mad Maxy. It's set in Australia, wasteland kind of thing, but it's not Mad Max in the sense it's not cartoonish. And Robert Pattinson plays like a mentally um, um, he has mental disabilities. He's not completely off, but he struggles sometimes. And he meets Guy Pearce's character, and he's kind of this rugged badass. And yeah, it's how they survive in this sort of post-apocalyptic world. But again, it's much more serious than Mad Max. This is a good movie. It's a little slow, but if you're a Pattinson fan like me, it's kind of a must-watch. Rush. I haven't seen this in a while. I remember really liking it when like 2014, 2013. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it quickly when it came out. It could be crap. I have not seen it since. I remember liking Chris Hemsworth in it because I really wish he would do more good stuff. He just only does Thor now, and it's so frustrating. Safety Not Guaranteed. This is a cute movie. This is the only thing I've seen like Mark Duplass in, I think. And Aubrey Plaza for that matter, except for Megalopolis. We're not going to talk about that. She was so bad. See, in this movie, Aubrey Plaza, like in every other thing I've seen her in, which is maybe an episode of here of Parks and Rec, which I don't watch, she's in on the joke. Aubrey Plaza is always in on the joke. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the joke because I just don't think it's that funny, but nonetheless, that is her shtick. She's in on the joke. In Megalopolis, she was not in on the joke. She was the joke. That is the difference. But this is a cute movie. I think it's about like time travel. I haven't seen it in a while. Kind of a romance thing, and Mark Duplass is a bit of an eccentric, and then he tries to make a time traveling machine, and it's a cute movie. It's a fun movie. I could go for a rewatch. I don't remember too much, but yeah, give it a watch. It's not too bad. Let's see what we got. Saw. Now this is a classic. It's not, it's Saw. It's a fun horror movie. It's better than some horror movies. Some horror movies are just an affront to art itself, but this one isn't. This is a fun one. Um, yeah, I mean, what's there to say about Saw? It's definitely not the technically best in this film, but it was interesting. It's fun. I saw this way too late. I didn't watch this till like a year or two ago, but I remember enjoying it. And I think the reason this is in here really because I wanted to have at least some horror films. And if we're gonna have some horror films in here, it probably should be some classics that I enjoy. Let's Scarface, gotta have it. Every man's seen it like 1,000 times, including me. I definitely prefer Goodfellas, The Godfather, Godfather 2. Um, there's definitely some movies I prefer to this one, but this is still decent on its own. Michelle Pfeiffer, I really like. Now you know me, I like when Pacino goes subtle. Michael Corleone, in my opinion, is peak Pacino. Having said that, if you are going to go over the top, you should go over the top, and he does that here. This is, okay. Do you remember the only thing I'm going to say in this movie? There's a scene in this movie where it's towards the end of the film where you know Tony Montana, he's in his super rich condo or house, right? And he's got this golden bathtub, and it's humongous. It's got all these bubbles, and he's just sitting in there smoking a cigar, watching the TV. And Michelle Pfeiffer's just railing coke, just why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And Manny's sitting there, right? So he's watching the TV, and on the show, it's like a beach. Okay, so on the TV screen, this little pelican flies onto the beach, and Albert Tony Montana goes, "Hey, Manny, look at the pelican, fly!" And I just remember thinking, "What?" I remember I watched it when I watched this for the first time. I remember distinctly watching it by myself, and I remember when that came on. I remember looking around and being like, "Did anyone else just see that? Like, what was that?" Just look up "Fly Pelican Fly" on YouTube. You'll find it. It was very odd, but you gotta have Scarface. Gotta have Scarface, and you gotta have Schindler's List. I adore Ray Fiennes in this movie. He is so good in this movie. So is Liam Neeson. It's kind of become cool to hate on this movie. Some people say it's corny. Some people have other reasons to not like this movie, a little more nefarious reasons. But I enjoyed it. It's definitely a bit long, but I think it was effective. And yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a classic story. I really like kind of everything about it. I don't really have a desire to rewatch it too much, but again, this is worth watching for Ray Fiennes alone. Ray Fiennes is one of my favorite villains ever in this movie. I almost forget about him sometimes. He's so good in this movie. Oof. All right, next stack. So this next one is one I grew up on. It's one of like those 6 to 8 or 9 movies that I just watched on DVR a ton, and that would be School of Rock. This movie is awesome. Not only is this special to me because I grew up on it, but it's also a great movie. Like it really is tight. And it's well directed, and everyone has arcs, and it's funny, and it's serious and dramatic. I love this movie. You guys have to watch School of Rock. It is just the best. It is the best. Jack Black, I think, this is his best performance. I like him in High Fidelity a lot. I really like him in High Fidelity, so maybe that's but this is like he's leading the film, and he's so good at this. Oh my god, he's so good in this. And there's so many iconic quotes and lines from this. I have been touched by your kids, and I'm pretty sure I've touched them. And then the parents just completely, they're like, "Oh my god, did you just admit to touching my children?" You have to watch. Oh, so many. Okay, funny story. There's a girl in this movie who's one of those singers, and it's the girl with the really good voice. And someone calls her a turkey sub or something. It was kind of mean. So, like I said, I watched this a ton growing up. So when I was in middle school, I would give out nicknames to people, and I remember just kind of just like quick fire nicknames. And I just got to this one girl, who will remain nameless, and I just called her Turkey Sub. And she wasn't even like fat. That's the great irony. That's why I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Because if she was fat, I wouldn't have called her that. That would have been cruel. Um, Long story short, she told her mom. Her mom got more mad than she was, and then I got called into the office and I got in trouble. And then, like a week later, I was talking about it with someone in math class, and I forgot the girl's name. So I said, it's the girl I used to call a turkey sub. Okay, used to call a turkey sub. Someone must have heard that and just snitched on me. I got like a in school or lunch detention for a week. I almost got grounded, or I did get grounded. I almost got like super grounded. So that's my funny story from middle school. But please watch this movie. This movie's so good. So many great. Don't even smell my bow tie. Scream, horror classic. Now, the great irony in this is I haven't. By the first time I watched this, I actually saw this at the local art center, which I think is just funded completely by local local taxation. It's just a screen. It's not even like a real. But it was fun. My mom and I, they would play movies during the week, just like Scream and Friday the 13th and all this stuff, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. And I hadn't seen Friday the 13th. I hadn't seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I hadn't seen Halloween by this point. So I was watching this movie. I was like, this is kind of funny, but I know I will appreciate more if I get the references. But that's good. They're making a new one out of this. It's going to be terrible, as always. This movie is underrated. Semi-pro. Now, if you don't like Will Ferrell's style, I guess, then you won't like it. Now, I think Will can be kind of hit or miss, but this is a hit. This is when he plays the owner of a semi-professional basketball team, but he's not just owner. Okay, he's owner, coach, player, and manager. So it's a little silly. And you got what's his name? Woody Harrelson's in this as well. This is a really funny movie. It's definitely like an irreverent, stupid, ridiculous movie. It's not something that's super serious. But if you like Step Brothers, if you like Talladega Nights, and for whatever reason you haven't seen this might be my favorite of them. Maybe. I do like Talladega Nights too. Serpico, this is good. I think it's a little overrated. Not that it's bad. I remember just some people said it was like top 3 movies of the 70s. That's insane. It was a little slow and it was a little like, okay, is there a little more to this story or what? But well, it's good. Pacino in the 70s for the most part, really just he was on a run. He was on a generational run. He did not have to go that hard, but he did for us. And this is one of them. He plays like a virtuous cop surrounded by corrupt New York cops, and he goes undercover and he has to kind of fight the bad guys, so to speak, and his own and the good guys, his fellow police. And he's good. I think this film is well shot, and it definitely gets dirty and grimy and gritty. And I like that it shows the cost of undercover work. And most movies are like, look how cool this is. The only cost is you don't want to get caught. But no, it's like you kind of have to be on 24/7. You can't have a family life or anything like that. For whatever reason, my mother, who has pretty great taste in films, thinks this is like a 1 out of 10. I don't get it. 7 is awesome. One of David Fincher's best. Brad Pitt's a little shaky in this. He's definitely doing his Brad Pitt acting hand because apathy, what the city runs on. Okay, Brad. Yes, we got it. Also, in the what's in the box scene, there's a point where I think Brad Pitt genuinely gets frustrated. What's in the box? And I was like, oh, that didn't seem like acting. That seemed like you just wanted to get home to Angelina. But this is a classic. This is it's definitely absurd. It's not like a realistic film, but who cares? This is movies. Remember, shaping and crafting images to touch aspects of the soul to carry the spirit forward. So who cares if realism is that big of a thing? Sometimes it can be bad, but what's there to say about this? It's expertly directed. It's beautifully paced, beautifully edited, beautifully shot, beautifully acted. I love Morgan Freeman in this. He's playing pretty restrained here. I like Gwyneth Paltrow in this, and I like what they do with her. I thought that was cool. And of course, Kevin Spacey is just awesome in this movie. It would be really cool to see this in theaters and not know he was in it. But okay, Seven Psychopaths. This is a good movie. This is Martin McDonagh. I love Martin McDonagh. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. This is a fun. It's like all Martin McDonagh movies. It's very dry, very dark, kind of sardonic sense of humor. A lot of sudden violence, a lot of quips, a lot of jokes. Christopher Walken's really good, and it's a comedy, but it also gets very, very, very serious at times. And it's got a great cast. I mean, Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson, Christopher Walken, Tom Waits. That's interesting. Abby Cornish, And Olga Kurlenko. You guys don't know my girl Olga? Though this is not my favorite of Martin McDonagh, it actually might be. I think about it. It might be my least favorite because I got Three Billboards. That's up there. In Bruges, which I love. Banshees of Inisherin, which I love. Yeah, probably this, but nonetheless, I own it, and I'm glad I own it. I will not be getting rid of it. This is a good one. Shame. Do you remember when Michael Fassbender was on like a run in the early 2010s? He was on a run. Okay, he was destroying it. Whether it was 12 Years a Slave, whether it was this, whether it was Hunger, whether it was whatever. Okay. Yes, this is Steve McQueen, not that Steve McQueen, but Steve McQueen directed this with Michael Fassbender, of course. I don't want to spoil, but they also did a movie called Hunger about Bobby Sands and the Irish um, hunger strike that he did. But this is really good. This is about a Michael Fassbender has an extreme like sex addiction. He's just as addicted to sex as the crackhead is to crack. And the great thing about this movie is it doesn't show someone who's poor and on the bottom of the sort of ladder dealing with this. It's someone who's rich, and not only someone who's rich and looks like Michael Fassbender, and they acknowledge that he looks like Michael Fassbender. Okay, so he just walks into a bar and all these beautiful women are just like draping themselves over it. I like that. It's real. It's as if that wouldn't happen in real life, especially when he's got like money. I mean, come on, he's got status, he's got wealth, he's got looks, he's got everything, except he's got this problem and he's completely destroying his life and his relationships. And there's one scene that's gratuitous in this, and it doesn't even have to do with sex. It has to do with Carey Mulligan singing a song. It's just like, oh my god, come on. But besides that, this movie's awesome. It's a little dark, it's a little depressing, but it is good, and it'll make you feel something, even if that something is. It'll make you feel empty to the fullest extent. It'll make you feel empty in a good way. Shape of Water. This was a good movie. It's a little controversial, I guess. Some people think. I don't. Here's the biggest problem with this film. Okay, it's not really as clever as it thinks it is. So when I saw this, it was like 2017. This was before I really kind of analyzed films. I was just kind of trying to enjoy, and I was trying to build up that sort of criteria and like, what do I like, what do I dislike, and that's when I watched this. But even back then, I understood like, oh, this is obviously just like a subtext about or an allegory about like discrimination. That's not a problem, but the problem is we've seen that like 1,000 times. And it does try to do something different with the alien, but once you get past that, it's like, okay. But the acting is good. This could go for a rewatch. I definitely don't hate it by any means, though. I remember liking it when I watched it. I really liked the main Sally Hawkins. She was really good, and I mean, the cast is great. Octavia Spencer is great in everything. Name me something Octavia Spencer isn't good in. And then you had Michael Shannon. He's really good too. He plays a villain. Some people thought it was corny. I kind of get it, but I didn't think it was that bad. Ha, this is a classic. Shaun of the Dead. This movie put me onto the song Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, which is shocking because my mom loved Queen and still does. And she used to play them for me all the time, and she just never played that song. But this is part of the three flavor Cornetto trilogy, which is just an unofficial trilogy consisting of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, which is directed and written by Edgar Wright, who is one of the best modern directors we have. If you have not watched this is one of the best comedies of the 2000s. It's witty. It's the script is really, really, really good. It's way beyond Semi-Pro or Talladega Nights. It's not like that at all. It's funny, but it's smart as well. There's a lot of great songs, a lot of great references, a lot of great callbacks. I mean, it's Edgar Wright. I won't say in his prime, but it's Edgar Wright hitting, and he doesn't really miss that much. Like Last Night in Soho was kind of a miss, but even then, like if that's your miss, that's pretty good. Um, Sean, what's his name? Did I say Sean Penn earlier? What's his name? Simon Pegg. Excuse Sean Penn. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they're great. Sean. He's too busy interviewing El Chapo. All right, what's up next? Okay, this one's classic. You gotta watch this. Shawshank Redemption. Definitely overrated. It is not the best film of all time. It's just simply not. If you go on IMDb top 250, it'll be number one. It's just not. It's just not. Having said that, it's a classic film. There's not too much to say about it because of that. And good movie. Good movie. Great movie. Even I'll give you that. 8 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10. Yes, Sicario. So this is probably my second favorite Denis Villeneuve film. And this movie's just so good. Everyone is so good in this movie. Emily Blunt is amazing. Josh Brolin is amazing. Benicio del Toro's character and performance in this film, one of my favorites of the 2010s. I love it. It is so good. Um, this is why I like. This is why I don't want to sound like a hipster, but this is why like Dune and Blade Runner 2049 didn't quite hit with me. This one isn't quite a character study, but I always emotionally connect to his smaller scaled movies and scripts, whether it be Prisoners, whether it be Enemy, whether it be this, whether it be Insanity. Um, I always connect with those, but emotionally, I struggle to connect with those big blocks. I don't know why. They're really beautiful, and they've got all the bells and whistles, and the sound is great, and all that stuff. But this is about fighting the Mexican cartels, and you know, fighting inside the law, fighting outside the law. And Benicio del Toro's character is kind of a shady past, and the scene where he confronts those who had wronged him in the past. I think you know what I'm talking about when you see it. When he interrupts them at dinner. It's just so good, and this is truly masterfully directed. I mean, Villeneuve kills it in this one. It's so well directed. The tension in this movie is just beautiful. Please watch that movie. And it's I'll say this too. Last thing. I really because I love this movie so much, and because I thought she would like it, I actually wanted to show my mom this, and I knew she's like a soccer mom. She's not into like shoot 'em up, these kind of macho stuff. And that's what she thought this was, this almost die hard in Mexico or something. But it isn't at all. And I remember we watched it and she was like, yeah, I'm glad I watched that because that was unlike what I thought it was going to be. This next one's good. This next one's good, boys. Sideways. This is good. They need to make more movies about wine culture. There's so much. That is a well that needs to be tapped. There's so much comedic and satirical room to work in. And this is a great movie. This is about Paul Giamatti. This is probably my favorite Paul Giamatti performance. But he plays a kind of depressed, yeah, no, not kind of, a depressed. It seems almost clinically, but he also does have like a cause too, coming off divorce. Depressed novelist who perhaps views himself as the next Herman Melville, but with the talent of me, but doesn't quite see that. And he is just kind of this loser, this just kind of shell of a dude who doesn't go out. He's a loner. He's a loser. But his buddy is getting married, Thomas Hayden Church, and he is the exact opposite of Paul Giamatti. He is good looking, he is charming, he is confident, he is witty, he is funny, and he does all this cool stuff. And he's getting married, so they're going to Napa Valley to drink the wine because Paul Giamatti is a huge wine connoisseur. He's a bit of a snob, if you couldn't tell. And it's really a character film and a relationship film, not only between the two main characters but also women they meet on the way. I love this movie. Alexander Payne is one of my favorite directors. I think he's amazing. I mean, his lineup is so good. I'll probably talk about it later on because I know I got another one to go. But this is really great. Paul Giamatti is, like I said, probably my favorite performance of his. I think he kills it. He's kind of playing himself, but he just does it so well. And there's so many funny scenes. Like, we will not order Merlot. No. And he's like freaking out because Thomas Hayden Church is going to order Merlot. And the scene where he drinks the Smith. Oh, this is a great movie. You got to watch this movie. Yeah, you got to watch this movie. Alexander Payne is the man. Look up his films, watch his movies. He is the man. Okay. This might not be saying that much because I'm trying to think and I don't remember a ton that I've seen. But this is my favorite Christian film ever. Silence by Martin Scorsese. I'm not a Christian, by the way. But I love it when, and again, this is coming from someone who is not a Christian and has criticisms of it. But I like it when it's taken seriously and given sort of its intellectual due. Because there are some very brilliant thinkers out there, like Aquinas or whoever it may be. But Martin Luther. But this is a film about Christian missionaries who are Portuguese. Now, you would never be able to tell that based on their accents. Remember what I said earlier about Adam Driver? He does the same accent in this that he did in House of Gucci and The Last Duel. So House of Gucci is obviously Italian. The Last Duel is French. This is Portuguese. And he's got the same accent in all the movies. And so they're like extremely committed missionaries, Christians, and their job, of course, is to spread the word. So they get news that Liam Neeson, their sort of, I guess, spiritual master, so to speak, if they're the apprentice, they're another member of the faith who is very well respected, very, very, very high up. There's this rumor that he's in Japan, I guess, kidnapped, and he has renounced the Christian faith. Now, that confuses these two. These two don't even buy it. They just simply don't buy it because you gotta understand these guys would die. These guys would rather die than renounce it. So, of course, this guy would do because he's even better than them. So they just simply didn't believe it. So they were sent to Japan to. It's a very dangerous mission, but to go kind of spread the word and see what happens. And it does not go as planned, and it is beautiful. It's a bit long, but this is my favorite Christian film ever, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a scene in this movie. It's about 1 minute long. I still think about it to this day. It is a scene where Andrew Garfield's the Christian, and he's held under captive by the Japanese at a certain point, and he's talking to this sort of guard, right? And they're talking about whatever, and they start to argue Christianity versus Buddhism, and they give actual art. Now we're not talking. This isn't a philosophy seminar or anything like that, but they give actual arguments where they're saying Andrew Garfield saying, "No, you need to put trust in God," and the guy saying, "No, you need to take faith out of God and put it in yourself." And it's just like, oh my God, are we having an actual intellectual, interesting conversation in a film in 2019? Like, I, I, I remember pausing it and rewatching that scene like 3 times, being like, "Holy crap, they're actually talking of something of conflict and substance." And then it cuts, and I was just like, "Okay, I love this movie. I don't care if it could just be a blank screen for the next hour and a half." I wish we could have that in movies nowadays. We just don't. To have it's such a beautiful piece of tension there. And so fascinating to me to see these two completely different worldviews go at it. Oh, it was so beautiful. I love that scene. Even just that 1 minute made this movie worth it. This is a good movie. I can't. It's like Koi. Oh, what's a something? I'm not gonna remember. There's a Japanese character in this movie. He kind of plays the aide or helper of these two and let's just say I don't think he understands the concept of forgiveness, which is actually I think a quote that Andrew Garfield's character says to him, and I think he's right. Let's put it that way. Next up, Sin City. This is a super cool, fun movie. Um, yeah, super stylish. Definitely based on the graphic novel. I'm not super into comic books or graphic novels. I never read them at all, but it's fun. It's cool. I like Elijah Wood was good in this too. He was he was interesting. I mean, this is definitely style over substance, but the style is so cool that it's worth watching. So there's super cool action scenes. I love the black and white. I love the way it's shot. What's his name? Marv. Mickey Rourke is really good in this. And yeah, who was that one guy? He was in City of God, not City of God, City of Children of Men. What's his name? Clive Owen. That's what it is. Okay, The Sixth Sense, overrated but good. Um, good movie. Good movie. A little overrated. Toni Collette's good. This little kid's pretty good. Bruce Willis is good. Now, unfortunately, as I said, I had my horror phobia, so it's not like I'm not existing in the world during the span of time in which in which I just simply didn't watch horror films. So I already knew the twist of this because people talk about it. So unfortunately, that retracted a little bit from my viewing. But at the same time, you can watch it with the twist in mind. It's almost like a rewatch, and you can kind of see like, oh, okay, it does like you're not doing any contradictions or it's everything's making sense. And yeah, good movie, good movie. It's in many ways it's bad because it gave us in some sense the Last Airbender, The Happening, and Lady in the Water. So next up, this movie is like I watched this for the first time last summer when I was visiting my grandparents in Florida. This is a very fun movie. It is not very serious or deep. This is a very simple Mad Max plot. We got to get beer um, from Texarkana to Atlanta, and they got to do it by a particular deadline. That's a very tight deadline. But of course, the bandit, he's fine. He knows his way around a car. And he goes to do it with Jerry Reed, his buddy, and they pick up a cold feet bride on the way, played by whatever. And this is good. So there's two scenes in this movie I want to talk about. There's a scene where Smokey, the cops, are catching up to Bandit here, and then out of nowhere, a giant 18-wheeler is driven and drives into the cop car. And as this is happening, there's just this random Japanese man, and he just yells out, "Banzai!" as he's doing it, just completely randomly. And I remember just thinking, man, the 70s, I bet the 70s was such a fun time. I remember pausing the movie because I laughed for like 5 minutes straight when that happened. That was so funny. And you couldn't do that today, unfortunately. Now, the best thing about this movie is the soundtrack. Eastbound and Down, yes, I love that song. And I legitimately love that song. It's not ironic. I think that's a great song. Definitely a fun movie. It's good to have movies like this to balance out all the serious stuff. Snatch. Could go for a rewatch for whatever reason. I don't feel super attached to Guy Ritchie films. It's not that they're bad by any means. I own them. Lock, Stock, and Barrel is good, and so is this. It's just I don't know why. I just think his style doesn't quite hit with me. But having said that, everything I liked about Lock, Stock, and Barrel, Two Smoking, whatever it is like this times two. So all the acting is a little better, the dialogue's a little wittier, the directing's a little better, the budget is a little bigger. Brad Pitt is hilarious. I can't understand a word he's saying. Even Benicio del Toro was kind of funny in this too. Yeah, good movie. Oh, one of my this is probably going to be definitely in my top 20, probably in my top 10 of all time. The Social Network. This is going to be a controversial opinion. I think this is David Fincher's best film. Sorry, this is a perfect film. There is no flaw. There is simply no flaw. The acting is perfect. The writing is perfect. This is easily Aaron Sorkin's best. Easily. Sometimes when he tries to ape this, it's not very good. Aaron Sorkin is very hit or miss, but sometimes he writes things that are kind of so bad you're like, I don't even know why I liked you in the first place. Like that newsroom show or Molly's Game at some point, you're like, I can't believe I even liked you. But then I watch this, I'm like, no, you're a genius. You're a genius. Just like this. Look, I love this movie so much. I actually saw it in theaters because I wasn't really into movies back then because I was like 12 or 13. But I saw the trailer and I was like, that looks super interesting. And my mom was like, yeah, I'll go take you to see it. And we watched it. We both loved it. I remember the theater experience and it had such a big impact on me. But I love everything about it. Everything. The story is good. Like I said, the acting, the writing is so good. The dialogue is so good. I love the character arcs. I love everything about it. The pacing in this movie is so good. Like he just keeps like everything is just so balanced. It's up and it's fun, but it also gives it time to breathe. Andrew Garfield is excellent in this movie. Maya Rooney is good, or Maya Rooney Mara, excuse me. Um, and Justin Timberlake's even good in this movie. Please watch this movie if you haven't seen it. Armie Hammer is really good. It's so good. I love everything about it. I don't care if it wasn't that accurate in real life. I don't care. Um, God, I love this movie so much. David Fincher's best, in my opinion. I know people are probably going to disagree with that, but I love it. Now, this movie, it's not that it's bad. It's a good movie. It's probably going to leave soon. I only bought this because, one, I wanted to watch it because my mom has been bugging me for like 7 years at this point. And then, two, sometimes some of these movies like Lethal Weapon or some of these other movies, I do like those movies, but I have them because they feel like kind of collectors must-haves. This is one of those. And this was a good movie. It was too long, for my opinion. Here's the real problem with this. Once the plot first started to kick in, and I realized what was happening with the new woman coming to the home, and the children initially don't like her, and it was like 20, 30 minutes in, I just realized I have 2.5 hours of a plot I can pinpoint, I can predict with pinpoint accuracy right now, and that's exactly what happened. Until the last hour, I didn't quite understand. I knew like World War II was involved in this somehow. I didn't quite understand how, but they worked it out in the end. I think the ending was really good. I just cannot ever imagine watching this again by myself. I'm a straight dude, so love you, mom, but I could give this a rewatch. Spectacular Now. This is a fun movie. This is kind of like a coming of age romance. Now, this is generally not my kind of film. Generally not my kind of story. I don't like love stories, but I remember in 2013, I think it was. I remember enjoying this a lot. I haven't seen it since, and Miles Teller was good. This is right before Whiplash, and then Shailene Woodley, she was pretty good in this too. She had like a big little moment there. And I don't remember too much. Oh, I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. So Miles Teller's character, when I watched this movie, he was like a high school kid who was applying to colleges and hadn't been accepted or rejected yet. And he didn't really know what to do with his life. That was me at the time so I remember thinking like, man, I actually really relate hard to this movie. So maybe that's why I own this and thought it was so good. But I remember it still being directed pretty well. I didn't think it was bad by any means. It's got Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman, and Kyle Chandler too. So well, I think Brie Larson's in here too. All right, this one. Now, some of you guys, you need to drop your too cool for school stuff. I have Brokeback Mountain in my collection. If you saw that, I have um, other films that are not manly or like cool by guy standards, but they're good movies. So why wouldn't I buy them? So some of you guys need to drop your, oh well, if I like that movie, what will my friends think? I don't care. Okay, Spencer. This is about Queen Diana, Princess Diana. I don't care about the royal British family. Kristen Stewart is really good in this movie. I was really really impressed. She was very good. She was a complete 180 from her Twilight. And Twilight I only saw like 5-10 minutes at a time because it would be playing on TBS all the time. And I remember just thinking, this is so terrible, and she is so bad in this movie, but she's so good in this movie. Like I said, I'm a straight dude, but I don't really notice these things generally. But the costume design was really good, and all the setting stuff was really awesome. And it's kind of a slow burn. This is a good movie. I mean, it's very well directed. It's very tense, but it's like a slow burn, tense. Timothy Spall, I believe, is in this movie. He's really good. I really like his character. I have no idea on earth what you're talking about. He's so good. And yeah, this was. I think this is a good like one time watch at least. Now I've seen it once. I'll probably rewatch it eventually. But give this a shot. And Kristen Stewart's really good in this movie. Um, yeah, this was. I was impressed by this. I don't even know why I watched it in the first. Actually, no, I do know because people were saying it was good. So I really like this movie. For whatever reason, no one really talks about this movie anymore, but I thought it was quite good. Spotlight. It's got a great cast. Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Liev Schreiber, John Slattery, and Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci's really good in this. But this is about the Boston. Is it the Boston Globe? I think it is, or whatever. Some Boston important media journalistic organization, and they break the story. Oh, excuse me. They break the story on. It's about them breaking the story on Catholic abuses of children, and it's really good. It's kind of like it's a little cliche, but it's this generation or the modern day version of All the President's Men. Do I think it's quite that good? No, but it's really not that far off behind. If All the President's Men is like a 9, this is like an 8.5. This might even be a 9, and maybe All the President's Men is like a 9.5. You should watch this. If you liked All the President's Men and you're like an older person and you got onto this, you need to watch this. This is a really good movie. All the acting is really good. Liev Schreiber, again, subtlety. I love it. He's just so like he's almost comatose. He's just I want this paper to stand for something. And you're like, okay, do you have a pulse? But I like it. Michael Keaton is amazing. All the accents are great. Rachel McAdams is awesome. Mark Ruffalo is pretty good. He's the one where he kind of stands out a little bit. You can tell he's acting. But it's not that bad. He's still pretty good. Like I said, Stanley Tucci's really good. There's a bunch of scenes that stick in my head. Yeah, please watch this movie. I think it won Best Picture. Classic, gotta have it. Lard ass, Stand By Me. Watched this when I was a kid. Loved it when I was a kid. Haven't watched it since, but I most likely will like it. River Phoenix I thought was really cool. Will Wheaton's kind of a loser now. I don't know much about him. I'm not into like Star Trek or anything like that. But every time I see him, I'm just like, I don't like you. This one kid, is that Jerry O'Connell? He was hilarious. And then of course you got what's his name, Corey Feldman. Uh, listen to Corey Feldman's um, modern I think it came out in 2016. He released an album. I think it's called like Go For It or something. Mozart and Vivaldi and Bach put together, and then to the 12th power. That is that album for you. Everyone loves Stand By Me. Lardass is hilarious. So many great scenes with the leeches and all about, everyone loves Stand By Me. Everyone knows. Okay, I'm glad we got here. So we only have 3 movies here. Like I said, not a completionist. Star Wars. Take a random guess on which 3 Star Wars films you think I am. It is Episode 4, 5, and 6, or the original trilogy. Now the prequels have their moments. Phantom Menace is pretty bad, but it has its moments. Attack of the Clones is mostly all bad. And then 3 is okay and has its moments. But 4, 5, and 6, I mean, the original 3 are not flawless by any means, but what's there to say about Star Wars that hasn't been said? It's just such a shame that at this point there's only like 3 definitively great movies, or at least really good movies, because some people don't like Return of the Jedi. The other ones, like you could say Revenge of the Sith, but that's kind of up for debate. And the new trilogy are just some of the worst things I've ever seen. Like I could not believe. I was so excited for The Force Awakens. I don't even like Star Wars that much. It's not like I grew up watching the movies a ton. I watched The Phantom Menace a ton because it was on DVD and it just kind of appeared somehow. That movie was trash. I would just skip forward to the lightsaber battles. That's it. Man, I mean, these new ones make that one look like a freaking masterpiece. Uh, the new ones are just an abomination. I cannot believe you could drop the ball that hard on something so simple. I'm not watching any of those crap shows. I'm not watching any of that. I don't like the Disney Star Wars. Um, they haven't made one definitively great Star Wars property thing yet. It's not the movies. It's not Solo. It's not Rogue One. I saw that. That was boring too. There's just nothing in there. There's just like the shows will look. That Acolyte show was terrible. I watched it because I heard it was terrible and I thought it was going to be like a funny hate watch because it's so bad that it's good kind of thing. It was just boring. I was like, oh my god, it's terrible. Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but it's kind of dead. I hate to say it. Step Brothers. Here's the thing. Depending on the day you ask me, I might like this movie or I might not like it. Um, some scenes I feel like, okay, this is a little immature. It's a little. I think I'm above this. But then other scenes, it's really stupid and I think it's really funny. So yeah, this is a classic. Um, I love Adam Scott in that movie. Haven't had a carb since 2004. I thought that was funny. Steve Jobs. So I need to rewatch this because I remember when I watched it the first time, I thought it was really, really, really good, and then I watched it again and I thought it was kind of bad. But I thought maybe I was in a bad mood or something. I like Michael Fassbender, and I even like Seth Rogen. I'm not a fan of Seth Rogen, but he was pretty good in this. And this is just about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. This is a good movie. It's not amazing. I think I don't know. It's just something. Look, I'm taking on the appearance of Mr. Jobs here. There's just something about it that's kind of missing. I like on paper everything about it. I like. I like the way it's kind of structured. I like the way the script was written. I like the way it's acted. Dialogue was pretty good. I like Jeff Daniels in this. I like his character too. I thought that was a really cool thing. I kind of related to him and his character a little bit. Like it's easy after the fact to look back on Jobs and just kind of, oh, he was this genius. Yeah, he was, but you weren't working with him on a daily basis, and I bet that was a really tough experience. And definitely not as good as The Social Network with Sorkin, but I think it's one of his better ones. But for whatever reason, when I watched it the last time, I just did not connect with it. But I always love Michael Fassbender, and he was really good in this too. My mom hates Kate Winslet. She hates when she does an American accent, and I remember we watched this together, and she, for like the next year, she was complaining about it. She was just like, "So bad, I hate it so much." I was like, "Okay, yes." Um, yeah, that'll be the end for this video, and then we probably have I don't know 2 or 3 more. I'm not sure, and then we'll get onto my movie collection. I hope you guys saw some cool titles here, and if you guys have any, you guys have seen my taste now for the most part. There's still a few more. But if you have any movies that I haven't seen or don't own here and you think I would enjoy, please let me know in the comments. I love you guys. I hope you guys, if you are subscribed to me or a fan of my work, I hope you guys are enjoying the Gangster series and the Kill Rationalism series. And I hope you're thriving in life, man. Seriously, I really do. You watching this, I hope you are thriving. So keep thriving, keep killing it, and I will see you in the next video. I love you guys.